beauties, welcome back to my channel. Ashley here. If you're new, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So today's video, okay, Urban Decay dropped a new full coverage concealer. Okay, so if you would like to see how I applied this new Urban Decay concealer and my thoughts to see if it's a hit or a miss, keep watching. Alrighty beauties, so Urban Decay dropped a new concealer. This is their new Quickie concealer. So this is their Stay Naked Quickie up to 24-hour wear multi-use concealer. So I picked up the shade 70 NN Neutral Dark. Now, I'm really curious as to how, this is gonna work, honey, because, Urban Decay hasn't really dropped anything fire in a while. Like, I love the glitter liners, I love the glitter shadows, but aside from that, I really haven't seen them drop anything dynamic. So is this them coming back to play? So this is their up to 24-hour long wear waterproof and transfer resistant concealer. So it's a quick fix, full coverage, retouch, conceal, brighten, and blend. Lightweight formula. It is blendable and non-greasy, real skin matte finish, and it is a vitamin E infused. Honey, we love skincare in a product. It's supposed to give you all day hydration, non-comedogenic. Okay, so they say that you're supposed to tap in, buff the concealer, and then that's supposed to be it. So they give you like a buff brush that's on it that's supposed to be washable. So yes, again, this is the packaging. Now let's take a look at the product. So this is what it looks like. And then, so this piece right here, this is supposed to be what we're using to buff this in, and it's washable. I do like this packaging. I feel like they put a lot of thought into it. I love, the top says Urban Decay right here. It looks really pretty. It has the shade match. There's the shade on the bottom. And then this is generally just what it looks like. So it feels really good. It feels pretty, like, they put some thought into it. So, I love it. So it's the typical doe foot applicator. So it's going to give you great range in terms of like the coverage and the areas that you're going to be putting it in. It has that concealer smell. Alrighty, so let's get into testing this product, honey. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my face. I'm going in with my e.l.f. primer. This is the Power Grip Primer with 4% niacinamide. So I am going to apply this all over. Now I'm going in with my Maybelline Fit Me foundation, so I don't really want to put anything poreless on. So my Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless in 355 Coconut, honey. Now that we have an even canvas, we can get into the concealer. So I read you all some facts from the box, but also on Sephora, it says that it is a vegan concealer. It's hydrating, full coverage, liquid formula. Stressing the fact that it is hydrating and it's full coverage and it's transfer proof. So we just really need to see and take this for a spin. But I'm telling you, like, I don't remember the last time I bought anything for Urban Decay other than my glitter liner and my glitter shadow. It's been a while. Naked palettes were the truth when they dropped. I don't really think there was any other palette that was able to compare. So this is what the concealer looks like. So I'm going to go right in and apply it. I'm not going to go in and color correct, only because I really want to see how this performs, because it does say that it's full coverage. So I want to see if it's full coverage. So since this is not a matte concealer and it has more of a natural finish and it's more hydrating, we can allow this to dry down. So those are things that I factor in when I am allowing my concealers to dry down. So I want to give this like 2 minutes or so to dry and then see where we get with the blending. So while that concealer is continuing to dry down, I'm going to go with my Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Stick in Dark Deep, and we are just going to cream contour, just add a little depth. So it's looking like it's drying a little quickly, so I'm gonna go back in with that brush that's attached to it to see if this is really gonna do the job or if I should just go in with my sponge. That's the only thing when they add like these applicators. Like, I know they have a certain method, but I think when you're used to one way, it's kind of hard to break suit. So it is looking really good. I mean, when they said full coverage, it is giving full coverage. So far it looks stunning. And I definitely think letting it dry down allowed it to become more tacky. and it is just blending out flawlessly. I'm not really too much of a fan of this. Like I would have much rather a sponge, like if they made one side like a sponge tip, but this is more like something with bristles. It is able to get into the grooves, but I still feel like it's not blending the way I would want it to. Just gonna add a little bit on my chin, a little bit here. So I'm just gonna go in with my sponge and blend this out. I do think the brush that's attached to it will come in handy if you're like traveling, you're on vacation and it's just something quick. Versus like if I have all my tools, honey, I'm just gonna go in with my sponge. You know, that's just what I feel comfortable with, that or maybe a brush. But generally my sponge, because I just love how the product feels when it's just like pushed into the skin and blended in with everything. But I see where they were going, honey. I see y'all were trying. Honestly, this coverage is gorgeous. Look at how flawless this looks. Look at how hydrating this looks. It is just giving a beautiful finish. And I did not color correct. So I think that this color was perfection. I don't feel like you need to color correct with this concealer. Again, I don't have, you know, dark circles, honey. I mean, they do start to look a little deep set when I don't get enough rest. So that's how I know, like, girl, you are tired. But other than that, it looks really good. Alrighty, so now that that's blended out, I'm going to set it with my Huda Beauty powder in Blondie. I really want to see what it looks like set with some of my favorite setting powders. That helps me know whether or not this will be a holy grail product for me. My main thing is I always want to know if a product is going to play well with others. So the Huda Beauty powder is laying beautifully on top of this concealer. It doesn't feel heavy. It feels very lightweight, which is all I could ask for from a product. I hate when you're putting on a product and it just feels heavy. Like, we want to feel lightweight, okay? So on top of that Huda Beauty powder, I am going in with my NARS Soft Matte Advanced Perfecting Powder in Offshore. This is what she looks like. So I'm just going in with my puff and we are going to set the under eye with this. So far it is still looking flawless. So now I really just need to add my face powder and some bronzer. So for face powder, we're gonna keep it simple today, honey. We're going with the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder in 65 Toffee. And we're gonna put this all over. For bronzer, I'm going with my Makeup by Mario. This is his Soft Sculpt Bronzer in Deep. This is what she looks like. And we are going to snatch these cheekbones. Alrighty, beauty, so let me just throw on some bottom mascara, finish up the rest of my face, and I'll be back with my final thoughts. Alrighty, beauty, so we are back. So this is the finished look. I just kind of threw something together, and quite honestly, honey, I like how this came out. Everything, of course, will be tagged down below, but yes, this concealer is bomb. I'm like really surprised that Urban Decay dropped this. Like, who told them that we needed a full coverage concealer? I feel like this compares to like my e.l.f. concealers and my Nika K concealers. I do feel like my e.l.f. concealer might be a little bit heavier. This feels a little bit more lightweight, but the coverage is absolutely flawless. Like, I'm so surprised because I really didn't think Urban Decay was going to deliver flawless now. So as far as the price of this concealer, it is $33, which I will say it is a bit pricey. I mean, I guess you could say it's around the average price of a concealer, but I do feel like they could have saved on certain parts, like the brush. Like, this was just not necessary. I don't really know where they were going with this. Maybe like a one-stop shop, like for somebody to just be able to throw this in their bag and use it and apply it everywhere, maybe. But the brush is uncomfortable. Like, it literally feels like little bristles poking at me, and I don't like that. So I mean, it blended it out a little bit, but to be quite honest, I was much more comfortable with using my beauty blender. So I think I will just continue to use my beauty blender while using this product. But overall, beauties, on a scale of 1 to 5 lipsticks, like, this concealer is bomb. Like, it is worth a 5. Like, I just can't say it enough that I am surprised, honey. Like, who was talking to Urban Decay? I just need them to have this type of, you know, bring back some new products, honey, revamp revamp some new things and, you know, get the ball rolling, because I do feel like this is the only exciting thing that they have going on right now. So yeah, I'm interested to see what's new, what will be coming. I do not have the original Stay Naked concealer. It just really didn't call me. So when I did see that this was more of a full coverage, this called me, because I don't know, the Stay Naked seemed like it was more of like a lightweight, like a light to medium coverage, and I feel like I was gonna have to layer it, because as you all know, I like a good full coverage. So this was definitely more up my alley, and as I said, I didn't need to color correct at all. I did not need to add a brightener underneath this. It was just perfection. So if you do have your eyes on this concealer, definitely test it out. Go in the store and swatch it. This concealer is a bomb. I did just try to like color match myself online, and this ended up being the perfect shade. So again, if we are shade match sisters, this is the shade 70NN, and it is well worth it, honey. So beauties, thank you so much for tuning into this review. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down below, and if you plan on picking this concealer up. And as always, beauties, stay tuned for my next one. Thanks for watching.